Awesome. Well, Lynn, you ready?
I'm ready.
Good.
I hope I am.
So I am super excited about this. Obviously, you and I have hung out for a long time now. You've been around Strong Body and me for quite some time. And I really just want to take this opportunity to talk with you through the process of the last, 8 years?
8 years.
8 years. So I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. We're going to go deep into where you were, where you are, where we're headed, all of that. Because I really want people to understand what's possible, right? You're a great example of if you come in and you lock in and you're willing to learn and grow of what can happen in someone's fitness journey. And I know there's been ups and downs, and we'll get into all of that, which is why I'm so excited about this conversation. But I want to just start out with getting a better understanding and let people know, where were you with your health, your fitness, your mindset 8 years ago when you walked in the Strong Body?
Oh, goodness. I was overweight, extremely out of shape. I was on high blood pressure medication, high cholesterol medication, stressed out, just all the things.
Yeah.
And I needed to make some changes in my life because I knew I wouldn't be able to take care of people who needed me if I didn't take care of me some too.
Right. And so you have a daughter who requires a lot of attention.
My daughter has Down syndrome, so she's at home with us. She's 45.
She's awesome.
She is. Yes, she is.
A ball of fire.
She keeps me young in the mind.
Yeah. Good. So tell the story of how you actually came on board, because I know there was an event or something going on that you responded to on Facebook, right?
I did. I had kind of been following you on Facebook for a while, and I was seeing this. You were doing this 21-day kickstart challenge.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking about it, but I would never pull the trigger on it. And finally, like the last day at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I reached out.
The last spot.
Yes, I reached out and I'm like, well, is it too late? Or hoping you would say, sorry, it's full, but you didn't.
Right. Come on in, Lynn.
That's right.
Yeah, so I remember you coming in, and you're a completely different person today than you were then, obviously. But there was a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear about, what is this going to be? Can I do this? You're one of those people, or were one of those people who were very inside of your head. Right? Yes. You were super critical of yourself. You were a very, very, you had high expectations for yourself. You were very hard on yourself, right? Like you want to do everything perfect.
Perfect.
And so I remember a lot of our early conversations about just kind of mindset and like, hey, you don't have to do it all. Like you don't have to do all your workouts for the year today in this 1 hour long session, right? Slow down a little bit. So after all these years, right, obviously a lot of things have changed. What did you figure out from joining ConquerMe? Because this is a whole new thing, right? You did training, you did large group training with us, you did semi-private training with us, and you made progress at every stage, but we kind of got to a place 2 years ago where you were just going through the motions. Yes. You were doing the work, you were showing up more than anybody else would show up. You would work as hard as anybody else in the room, but you had kind of gotten to be stagnant and even moving backwards some.
Yes.
And I started to recognize this in a group of our clients, and I knew the missing piece was like, we've got to teach mindset and lifestyle and not just exercise and nutrition. So I started this program called ConquerMe. And of course, you raised your hand and said, hey, this is something that I may be interested in. So now going through ConquerMe for 2 years, what is it that you can identify now that you didn't know back then that was holding you back? Mindset.
The biggest takeaway for me from ConquerMe, the biggest benefit, the biggest help, aid, whatever you want to call it, is positive affirmations.
Tell me about that.
Every morning, I get up and I speak positively about myself and what's going to be in my day.
Right.
And I carry that thought through the day. If I start to struggle during the day, I say my affirmations again.
So you've learned to talk your way into a better mood.
Yes.
Even a better outcome of the day.
Yes.
Did you think it was weird or like kind of woo-woo?
Oh,
Said,
yes.
hey, we want you to repeat these mantras.
When you first started telling me about that, I was like, oh, Lord, big eye roll.
Right.
This is crazy.
Did Jay come up with?
Yes. It's like, I'm going to be burning incense. And
Right. We might get to that at some point, but we haven't got there yet.
But it has changed my life and my perspective. I feel like I'm a more positive person. I'm a worrier. I'm a fixer. I think I have to fix everything for everybody.
Right.
And it's helping me realize I have to focus on myself and fixing me first. As a matter of fact, I think I told you when you asked me about why I wanted to join ConquerMe, I said you were going to fix my brain.
That's right. Yeah, you said that for 2 years. Jay's going to fix my brain. Jay's going to fix my brain. But no, this is awesome because I want people to hear this. Like, you're one who was never afraid to show up. Most people, it's hard to get them to show up, right? That's just a fact. You got past that.
Oh, yeah. I was, and as upside down and crazy as this sounds, I was under eating and over exercising. Yeah. And one of the most difficult things for me was comprehending that you knew what you were talking about.
Right. Yeah.
Trusting you because I was running 2 miles before every workout. I was working out. In the old gym, I worked out 8 days
a week.
Yep. Sometimes I do 2 in a day.
Right.
If we were having a challenge, because I am the challenge queen.
You are. It's a fact.
So it just realizing that those things were hindering me.
Overworking.
Under eating, because I'm from that generation, no pain, no gain, and you only need 800 calories a day to live on.
Right.
And
do a bunch of cardio, work. And you know what? That worked for you for a season, right? Until it doesn't, until you wreck your metabolism.
In your body.
And injuries start coming up. So those are the things that we started talking about was like, all right, Lynn, you're super critical of yourself. You're the hardest worker in the room, but you don't give yourself any grace. So no matter what you do, it's not enough. You still don't feel like you deserve to have success. And as a result, you won't, right? And so we start talking about like, hey, maybe we need to change the way that we change the relationship that we have with ourselves.
Yes.
And the best way to do that is to speak to ourselves differently because the subconscious mind doesn't know if we're being truthful or not. So if you sit there and say, in the mirror, Lynn, I love you. Lynn, you are awesome. Lynn, you're going to succeed. Lynn, you're a winner. Lynn, you follow through. Your mind starts to believe that and you start to show up that way. And I know that when I was trying to teach you guys this, it seemed like the most far-fetched type of thing, but you're one of the few that really got a hold of it and you really did it. And it was a game changer for you. And you're the one who needed it the most because you were the most critical of yourself.
Oh, yes.
But a lot of people are. A lot of people have tried a lot of different things. They've not been successful. And so the relationship that they have with themselves is very unhealthy. So every time they try a new thing, they self-sabotage. They tear it all apart because they don't think they deserve it. Their self-talk is so limiting. And so to see you get a hold of that, and every month you would say, man, these affirmations are really changing my life. Like, Jay, I'm losing weight. I'm feeling better. I'm performing, like all the things, but these affirmations are changing my life. And I'm like, this is what this is about. Yeah. It's about the mindset piece, right?
And feeling like you deserve to be successful, feeling like you are worth putting the effort into. You're a good person with a good heart and a strong spirit.
Yeah. What were some of your affirmations?
I am good. I am strong. I am kind. I am loved.
I love it. Let's go. So imagine like you accomplished this from some fitness program, right? And this is what I want people to understand that are watching this. Guys, there is so much more to transforming your life and your health long-term than just counting some reps, doing some exercises and measuring your macros, right? How many calories do I eat? How many times do I work out? All that's great and it's fundamental stuff. But if we can't tap into what we believe and how we feel about ourselves by changing our self-talk, and addressing some of these limiting beliefs that we have about fitness and ourselves, like nothing's sustainable. It doesn't last. It comes and it goes, it comes and it goes. So very, very good. So when you signed up for ConquerMe, what was you were already doing this other training thing. Here I come with this ConquerMe. You go, hey, I want in. What was it that really was drawing you into that program?
I wanted to break that yo-yo cycle. I had been a yo-yo dieter most of my adult life, gaining and losing the same 50 pounds over and over and over. And it was taking a toll on my body. It was taking a toll on my mind. I felt unaccomplished, unsuccessful, just like I could not get a handle on my own self. Right. How am I going to help somebody else? Yeah. I have to be in control of myself. And I just felt like I was failing. So I was telling myself all the time, oh, you're so dumb. You're so stupid that, you just make poor decisions. And never the positive things.
Right.
That I am a good person. I'm a hard worker. I'm honest.
When you say this, does it seem obvious why you weren't being successful, right? If you're sitting here telling yourself, what if you told a child, you're bad, you're not going to follow through, you're not going to be successful? I mean, we would never talk to other people the way we talk to ourselves.
No.
So correcting that, game changer. Talk to me about some of the physical progress you've made. I mean, you said you were on blood pressure medication, cholesterol was high, you were overweight. What's changed?
My body fat is normal, average, I guess you would say, which is huge for me because I carried a lot of visceral fat, and I'm still working on that. So I am a work in progress, but I don't take any medications. I take vitamins and supplements, and that is all.
That's so
and
good.
my
Let's
doctor
go.
has been amazed, because they're always wanting to give you a prescription for something, and I just don't like to take medication. That's kind of what got me started. My sister had a heart attack and died at 52, and she was older than me, and I just didn't want to follow that same path because she took a lot of medicine and all this stuff. But I didn't want to go down that road. I had too much going on in my life.
People depending on you.
And I had a pretty stressful job, and this is a great stress reliever, coming in and just sweating your tail off. So but affirmations, I cannot tell anybody enough about affirmations and mindset. Don't think about a number on a scale. Don't think about the size of your pants. Don't think about whatever. Start by getting your mind right, because if your mind is right, the rest of it's going to fall into place.
But can I figure all that out once I lose the weight? Can I worry about mindset and do all that stuff? Like, just how many calories do I need to eat, man? How many days a week can I work out 6 days a week, or do I need to work out 7? How much cardio do I need to do?
Well, I was doing lots of all of it and little of the food part. And when you cut me back to 3 days a week and no cardio.
Right. So talk about what your normal workout, like what did a week look like for you?
A week looked like for me, I would run 2 miles. I'd go down to Leesville and back before my workout. Every day. And
how young are you?
I'm 64.
Okay, 64. So 64, 2 mile run there and back.
And then I would do my workout. And I'm addicted to the MEPS.
Right.
So I always had to get the most MEPS.
Yeah, which are just points
that
energy, you're awarded by a strap
points.
That we have here in the gym. Yeah.
Yes, I had to have all of those, more than anybody.
All of them.
So it was crazy. I was doing that.
Can you tell me your nickname?
Metpo. Yeah. But that's better than a crack hoe.
That is very much true. Now we're getting somewhere with this interview. This is getting good. All right. So you were 2 mile run. So 64 years young, 2 mile run, intense workout, putting forth all the effort to kind of accomplish MEPS, right? So you're killing yourself and you're trying to lose weight, and there's no fruit. And so finally I'm like, hey, Lynn, why don't we stop doing all of that? Why don't we just go to 3 days a week doing semi-private training, which is what we do here at Strong Body, that prioritizes resistance training. Let's mix in a little bit of cardio, maybe some walks, and let's see what happens. And you went, what do you mean?
You're crazy.
Yeah. How is that going to help me lose weight? Not understanding that we need to prioritize muscle. We need to nurture the metabolism. There's a lot of things happening that were being counterproductive. So when we slowed down, we drastically decreased the activity. Did we increase your food?
Oh, we increased my food. Like, I couldn't hardly eat it all.
Right. So eating more than you've ever eaten your entire life, exercising less, what happened?
I lost weight.
Wow. Look at that.
I lost I think I've lost about 30 pounds just in 2 years on ConquerMe. Now that's going by a number on a scale. I've gained muscle and lost fat.
Body composition has substantially
It's totally changed.
Yeah.
It has completely changed.
So how has that affected your quality of life, confidence? What has that done for you?
I just feel like a different person now. I'm happy. I'm growing spiritually. I got a good relationship with my husband. I mean, it's a whole new world.
A fitness program could help you grow mentally, emotionally, spiritually.
Absolutely.
In all those areas.
It's got nothing to do with that number on scale. That's what I started. That was what was up here when I started. That was the only reason I started. I got to lose weight.
Right.
And 2 months into it, I did struggle because when we started, you said weigh every day.
Right.
I struggled with that because, if I'm not seeing 3 pounds lost overnight, I'm not doing something right. So I got to do some more.
And a lot of that was us working through that mindset.
Yes.
It was like, hey, okay, I know that you're tempted to jump back in and go crazy, but I'm asking you to scale back. And you need to know that the scale is what it is. If you're doing the right things, you hit something earlier, and I want to make this very clear. If you take care of the mindset and you take care of your daily habits and you look to do the things that are going to set you up for success, and you're not constantly chasing a number on a scale and an amount of calories or whatever, all that stuff takes care of itself. It's like all of a sudden I see myself differently, which means I feel differently, which means I behave differently, which automatically gets me to a different result. It becomes so much less about the nutrition and the fitness. All that stuff's important, but yeah, just nailing down the mindset piece has been big for you.
And I struggled with, before ConquerMe, if I had a cheat meal or whatever, I just stopped.
Right.
All right, I'm done. I've cheated. So I'm just not going to go back and start eating healthy again. And I've learned, I always think about the cornbread.
Yeah.
Choosing what to eat. And I was like, oh, I hate that cornbread. And Jay's like, eat the damn cornbread.
That's right. Yeah, so it's very, very limiting mentality. So I think 2 big takeaways that I've seen with you is, one is radical mindset shift, which just allows you to show up in a completely different way. That's the one thing. And then the other is you've gotten rid of the all or nothing mentality. It used to be, if you didn't do it perfect and you didn't just knock it out of the park, well, then there's no use. You would give up on it, be upset about it. Now you've learned to have a level of self-awareness that allows you to go, this isn't serving me. Let me course correct and get back on track. How does that feel to be able to do that and not just be kind of at the mercy of any little bump in the road or mistake?
I feel like I'm finally living what I've always encouraged everybody else to do.
Oh, man. Go ahead.
When somebody would say, oh, I blew it this weekend, it's okay.
Right.
Today's a new day.
But not for yourself, though. Yeah.
Just don't worry about it. Put that behind you. You learn from it and you move forward.
Yeah.
And I never allowed myself the same grace that I allowed other people. It was like, you blew it, you're done, you're worthless.
Yeah.
You can't do this.
Which sends you into a cycle and on and on and on.
Yep.
Very good. All right. So what would you say as we wrap this thing up? I could do this with you all day. I feel like there's 10 things that we didn't talk about. But what would you say to someone who maybe is laying in bed and they're scrolling their phone and they see something from Strong Body and they're wondering if this is something they should do? What would be your message to them?
Oh, do it. Don't even give it a second thought. You are so worth whatever you need to do to get this done.
Yeah.
Because it is going to change your life if you let it. If you follow the steps that are laid out for you, if you really, truly want to be successful, there's no way not to be.
Does it take work?
Yeah, it takes work. It's not easy. And you're going to have setbacks and you're going to have things that happen. Like I'm already planning in my mind. I have an event tonight I'm going to, how I'm going to handle the food and the alcohol and the whatever. I lay out a game plan before I ever even walk out my door of how this is going to be. I'm going to have my extra protein. I'm going to drink a big glass of water. I'm not going to have any alcohol. I mean, I've already decided all this.
So you can navigate your life as a healthy and fit individual, and you can go to parties and you can eat the cornbread and you can have whatever, have the glass of wine and do all the things and still maintain your progress.
Yes, absolutely. And when you do hit that little bump in the road, tomorrow's a brand new day, or that next meal is a brand new meal. You just
move it along,
shake it off and keep going.
Super proud of you, Lynn.
I couldn't do it without you.
Thank you for doing this. Hey, if you were encouraged or inspired by this video and you'd like to know how you can work within the ConquerMe program, go to ConquerMeCoaching.com and apply.